Several high-profile Democrats are pushing back on what they say are bold claims Donald Trump made last week on Capitol Hill, that he could flip historically blue states this November. Our Scott MacFarlane has more on this. Scott, great to see you. Republicans say Trump is competitive in New Jersey, Virginia, and Minnesota. How are they supporting their claims that these states can be flipped in November?
It's hard to know what to make of this, Ouija, because it's somewhere between fan fiction, preposterous, or during the fog of war of a campaign. Everything seems possible, and every fear of each party can come true. Take a listen to one of the people in the room for Trump's meeting on Capitol Hill with House Republicans, a possible vice presidential hopeful, Byron Donalds of Florida.
And looking at polling, talking with people around the country, I think New Hampshire's a real situation. I'm hearing some positive things out of Minnesota. Michigan, I think, is much more in play than it's been in the last couple cycles. Actually got a call from a couple friends of mine in New Jersey, and they're like, "Hey, are you guys doing anything in New Jersey? Like, it's a real thing here." And so I think Americans just want to get our country back on track. They're tired of everything being political. I think people want to just have a country where our economy is strong, prices are under control, the rule of law actually is being followed and makes sense and is honorable, and people have other things to discuss than just bare knuckles, hard-nosed politics.
This is such a common campaign technique to try to expand the map or allege you've expanded the map to distract your opponent into spending resources where he or she shouldn't be spending resources. But two things we know for sure, Ouija. First of all, a lot of our sources in the room told us there was a good chunk of these meetings on Capitol Hill with Trump Thursday spent on that topic. And secondly, there is an optimism among Republicans about the softness of President Biden's numbers and an aspiration to do more than just reach 207.
Scott, I imagine fan fiction and optimism are a couple euphemisms for how Democrats would describe that claim, and you've spoken to several of them. What are they saying?
Well, we made the rounds, and some actually went out of their way to call us. In Minnesota, a number of the Democrats said the polls may indicate closeness, but that Minnesota has and remains a blue state statewide. Has the longest string of voting for Democratic presidential candidates all the way back to 1972. Governor Tim Walz told us that he's bullish on President Biden's chances, that Minnesota is not a state Donald Trump plays well in when he's airing his grievances and issuing his complaints. But also, the Democratic National Committee and several House members from Minnesota told me if Trump wants to spend his money in a blue state, knock yourself out. He will squander resources that are better used elsewhere. And they say New Jersey and Virginia are much closer to that category I coined fan fiction.